That's right, David. Now, they're called the Coalition for Responsible Growth. It's important to understand that they're not opposed to development. What they're against and objecting to is a 93% increase in the scope of the project that the developer is now demanding that the county approve. Now, what's at stake here is 5% of a teacher's salary as a bonus. Now, the school board is sympathetic, and they've been working to put together a plan that meets the teachers' needs and the state's requirements. They can deny it, which would then require additional traffic studies be done, or they can defer on making a decision and prolong the hearing until May 3rd. Live in Northwest Gainesville, Stacey Samuel, WCJB TV 20 News.
Welcome to Spring Hills, a beautiful new shopping area.
This is what the Pennsylvania developer of the Spring Hills complex is proposing. But neighbors are saying this is the price Gainesville will pay. Expected to exceed the size of both Oaks Mall and Butler Plaza, the 1.5 million square feet of commercial space the developers are asking for would increase their initial project by 93% from what the county has already approved. And now a state advocacy group is joining residents in saying that infrastructure and tax subsidy costs aren't fair.
People in Florida need to be sure that development pays its way.
As the head of 1,000 Friends of Florida, Patterson says that responsible development does not invite big box businesses, such as the Pennsylvania project is proposing, which would tax the roadways along I-75 and 39th Avenue for miles around.
Many of your roads are already overcrowded, and so part of the debate centers on whether or not this is actually going to make it worse. I think it will make it worse.
And while the developer has agreed to contribute $18 million toward road expansion, county estimates so far exceed $90 million, which would fall on the taxpayers to absorb. That's why Patterson's group of state leaders and experts are stepping in.
In particular, make sure that the county doesn't pick up more of a burden than is fair. We think it is a bellwether for the rest of the state.
The developers say that if it's not done their way, the alternative will be bleak.
If they're successful, the land will be sold off piecemeal.
But county staff say that this can't happen if the developers follow the existing guidelines. Now, the developers say that they met with the coalition's president 2 years ago and that they're not going to react to the opposition. And residents will have an opportunity on May 1st to bring their concerns to the county commission. Reporting live in Northwest Gainesville, Stacey Samuel, WCJB TV 20 News.
I don't think it's just. Just is a very elusive term. I don't think it's just.
It's been 3 months since former Associate Dean of the University of Florida Law School, John Patrick Shannon, made his first appearance in court and pled no contest to 2 felony child abuse charges. In the plea given by Shannon's defense attorney, Craig DeThomas proposed to Judge Stan Morris he be given 10 years probation with the same sanctions given to a sex offender without actually being adjudicated a sex offender.
There is no question that this is a sexual offense. The state has chosen to charge this under the facts of the case. The state has chosen to charge under a less severe chapter.
And the state attorney's office corroborated with Shannon's defense team on the probation plea with no jail time, saying that child abuse is not a sexual offense.
Asking the other person, any luck finding any young stuff.
But as the judge read passages of Shannon's online chats, Shannon hung his head low as if he knew what was coming next.
Now, they have a right to do that, but I don't have to buy it. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's just.
Now Shannon's defense has 30 days to decide to accept a trial, plead guilty, or try to negotiate another deal. Stacey Samuel, WCJB TV 20 News. Since the December murder of his daughter Heather and granddaughter Kira, Robert Radcliffe is making his plea to anyone with clues that could lead to their killer.
If that individual could kill a 6-year-old child and a woman, 28, that's horrible. We need to catch that individual.
The burned remains of the home where Heather and Kira perished is still boarded up since their death just days before Christmas. But today they opened the doors to take us through the steps of their investigation.
Detectives come in, we take a look at the way things were found, and then we start analyzing.
Nixon explains that unlike TV crime shows, the reality of collecting and analyzing evidence is a time-consuming process.
DNA does not come back in 15 minutes. Lucky to get it in 15 months.
It is believed that the perpetrator first shot Radcliffe before finally setting the house ablaze. So it is believed that the second fire started here, was set here.
That's correct.
Where was Kira found?
Kira was in the living room.
Now to move forward, police need more details.
Truth of the matter is, it's very basic investigation. All we need is for people to talk. Bottom line, that's it.
For a father who lost his child, tips, he says, will not bring them back, but it may bring justice.
And if anybody knows anything about the situation, as hard as it might be for you to proceed forward to help the police, please do so.
Stacey Samuel, WCJB, TV 20 News. 40% of the county's budget goes to the criminal justice system, and more than a third of school children are on free and reduced lunches. While that is the reality of poverty in the county, the city must be convinced that a program like this can mend some social problems. It's hard to tell from all the smoke, but this fire is actually at 50% containment, which means there's a 50-50 chance that the lines will hold or the fire could spread. Florida has 374 people on death row, and 4 executions have been carried out this year. If the commission finds that the methods for execution improper, it won't change whether or not they'll be put to death, but how.